Namaste. How are you feeling? Were you able to feel that openness in your chest and your shoulders from the bound angle variations? That's actually a really fun one to play around with the kids with, because you'll see their range of motion and how open and flexible they are. What we're going to do today is work a little bit on grounding, finding our center before we enter into back bends and into arching around the spine. We want that arch to be symmetrical and even. So not that we're really emphasizing a lower back bend and the rest of the back is quite rigid, or that it's really coming from the chest and the lower back flattens. We want an open, even stretch and an arch through the back. And that's really done systematically, which is why we worked with the hips, which is why we work with the shoulders, and also addressed any tension in the hamstrings to really let go of any pull that your lower back might be feeling. So this is when I welcome you to take charge of your practice, to notice where is it that my body is holding on to the tension? Where is it that I'm feeling tense, I'm feeling tight, or I'm feeling restricted? And just breathe into that space. Warm up that space. Surya Namaskar is a great warm up, but you also have so many variations to choose from. Right? So if you are feeling like you want to amp up your energy, go a little stronger. If you want to deepen a little further, then slow it down. Breathe into it, just like when we did and we held Anjaneyasana. It's a very familiar pose, but when we hold it and when we suspend it, then you really start to explore in the pose. So today, our grounded poses are going to be balance poses. So let's start with tree pose. Standing on your left leg, lift the right foot up. Again, you've got the different variations, right? We've gone through tree before. We know the alignments. Grounded with the big toe, long straight back, engage your core, and you can place your foot at your inner thigh or just below your knee or at your ankle with your toes on the floor. Whatever you choose, I want you to feel steady and controlled. You can bring your hands to your heart center or above you, depending on your own focus, on your own sense of balance today. Release any judgment. Let it be playful. If you feel wobbly, laugh at yourself. It's fine. Don't be so hard on yourself. Wherever you want, just holding it here. Grounding and balancing and breathing into the pose from the crown of the head down into the base of your foot. Long, slow breaths. Starting to notice your hips, starting to notice your shoulders. Can you drop them back further? Can you feel a lift in the chest, the heart center? You can even try out reverse prayer in this pose. Feel free to try on different things, to be curious, to explore. When we have the safety net of our breath, we remain in comfort. But once we stop breathing, once we hold our breath, once we strain, then we're in risky territory. So come back, stay centered, find your stability, find your breath, and then let the whole practice, let the whole process be one of a curious, fun exploration. Let's switch sides now. over to the other side. Remember, try to be even on both sides. So if you brought your foot to your inner thigh on the right leg, do it on the left leg as well. Same if it was at the knee, just below the knee, or at the ankle. Try to keep it even so that the balance can be symmetrical on both sides. Often when we're feeling so balanced on one side and more wobbly on the other, then we compensate by dominating even more on the side that we feel balanced. And that gets stronger but also gets tighter. The other is more open but then less stable, right? So it's all about creating a symmetry between strength and flexibility, between the right side and the left side, between the stability and the mobility. Again, find your breath, breathing here. Inhale and exhale. You can play around with the arms. You can inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Trust your physical intelligence. Inhale. Exhale. Surrender that sense of control. The more tightness, the more rigid we hold ourselves, the less we are able to flow. Just allow that openness, that acceptance, that compassion. It all starts with self-love. Ask yourself, what is the value of my practice? Where are my values? Am I doing it so that I feel like I've checked a box, I've got my workout in? Am I doing it so that I find time to be with myself and I find comfort in my own company? Am I doing it to elevate my energy? Whatever it is, just notice, accept honestly, seek truthfully. Next, what we're going to do from the tree pose, I want to try bring one knee up and just hugging your knee into your chest. This is great for, again, opening out your chest, finding your own stability. This is a pose I often do after those foot mobilizations. Remember when we were doing those leg lifts and balancing here? You can do that. Find your strength and then release. Hold the balance, but at the same time you're holding a stretch. For 5, 4, try to keep the back long here. 3, if comfortable, you can even hold on to your foot. 2, and 1. Relax. Take your time switching sides, holding the other leg up. If you want to strengthen, you just move it up and down. Just mobilize here. Find the strength, find the grounding, and then you can allow balance, allow an openness, and a surrender, where you're letting go of that controlled effort. You're just holding, suspending the pose, and bringing it deep, soothing breaths. This is great for sciatic, for any tightness or impingement around the sacrum. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now that your legs are nicely warmed up, they're grounded, they've stabilized, we can draw open and extend upward. So we're moving into a bridge pose because we're creating an arch in the back. So as we do that, we want that arch to be smooth and even. So placing your feet at your hips, you're going to inhale and lift the hips up, and exhale, roll it down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale. What I want you to do is articulate vertebrae by vertebrae. Can you roll and peel the spine off the floor so that you're rolling and then rolling down where your upper back, then lower back, then hips come in contact with the mat. So lifting with the hips, then rolling like you're peeling a sticker off a piece of paper. And then rolling it and sticking it back on. This is great for control. Make sure the back of your head is pressed into the mat so that your neck is stable. You're pushing back into the floor. Your gaze is up at the ceiling. Now, what we do is we lift to our highest bridge pose, and then we lift one leg up. We just open here. So you'll feel a stretch into the hamstring, but also a stability, also a power in your legs. Keep opening and lifting. You're kicking the leg higher to keep that arch in the back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you wobble, if you're shaking, that's fine. It's just your body saying it's waking up. There's strength, there's stamina. Just send your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And then welcome that relaxation. Before we switch sides, remember first, ground the neck, then the shoulders feel pressed in, open the chest, lift the hips, and then extend the leg up. Breathe deep and slow. Excellent for the glutes, really strengthening around the lower back. Holding it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Can you breathe? Are you holding your breath? 4, breathe up into your foot and down into the other foot. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take your time. Feel the stretch, but feel the strength at the same time. Now we've prepared the back with strength. Let's move a little further into camel. So we've done almost that variation, which is half of it, where you roll the arm back, and lift the arm up, and extend. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You always want to do the variations first that are a bit more accessible, that feel a bit more comfortable before you push or extend too far. Always be in a place of comfort, and from that comfort, let that zone expand as you breathe and you open into it. Extend one leg out. Half camel. You've got the alignments. You've also got the variations. You can keep one hand at the hip. So this is the variation. One hand at the hip, other hand up. Or rotate and extend. Opening to the chest, shoulders, hips, and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Slowly, what you're going to do is curl your toes back, and we're going into the full pose, camel pose of Ustrasana. So let's line it up where your hands are at your hips, and you're just moving your hips back, looking up. If this is comfortable to you, see if you can come back. Take a moment, and you're going to roll your arms back onto your heels. And open. Breathe up into your chest, your back. So what happens here is we're so focused on holding back that we set our hips back. What I want you to do is keep moving your hips forward, lifting the chest up. And if you're comfortable, you can drop the head back or look forward, depending on you. But feeling that arch through the spine, that openness in your shoulders. Squeezing the glutes, keeping your hips stable. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now, when it comes to sequencing, we've just done a lot of back bending. So you want to end with a forward bend. You want to end to neutralize the spine. You don't want to overarch or overstretch in one direction. You always want to have it symmetrical. So now that we've arched the back, let's fold forwards. And then just recap as we exhale. Oh, allow yourself to really enjoy the stretch. To breathe into the back. If you have your knees together or wide, this is just child's pose. If child's pose does not feel comfortable, just lie down on your belly. Interlace your fingers and rest your forehead on your fingers. Just allow a forward fold here. Very gentle, very relaxing. Making sure as you set up your poses, you work first with the strength before you go into any deep bending. You always access the primary variation before challenging yourself. Find your comfort and then breathe and follow your breath. Don't let your mind choose. Let the body choose. Let the breath choose. Slow, long, deep breaths. As this is the pose, we let go. We surrender. We accept. Deeply restorative. Resets the nervous system as it resets the nervous system as the pressures on the vagus nerve at the eyebrow center. Deep, restful, soothing, calming breaths. Slow full and long. Allow the body to feel heavy. Allow yourself to scan the body with your breath. Notice what calls for deeper rest. Where do you feel tired? Send your breath, send your energy, send your intention for deep relaxation there. And take your time as you come up. One of the things that I want to really emphasize is when we're doing these back bends, when we're opening and extending the back, we do so with a lot of caution. We always want to feel that layer of control and strength before we fold or before we bend into it. So allow yourself a step-by-step sequence where you build from a pose that you're comfortable, that you feel open from, and then you can slowly and gently, gradually inch deeper and deeper. Don't feel that what you see and the variations, the full extensions that you see is something you need to emulate right away. It takes years of practice, so be kind and be gentle with yourself. One of the reasons I haven't actually included a lot of deep back bends or advanced poses or inversions is because I cannot water down the importance of a personalized practice, the importance of a trained eye, of a teacher, of an instructor guiding you through it as well. So if you do want to go deeper, if you aren't sure exactly how it should align, or something feels like niggling, just reach out to us. We are there. We have a whole team of expert yoga instructors who can personalize the practice for you. Reach out to us. We are always here to support you. Namaste.